Hi, I'm Damien and welcome to 1833. So what's going on, people? I'm back. This is actually the third video I've recorded today. That's why you'll see me in the same jumper. You're probably going to see like 4 or 5 thumbnails with me wearing exactly the same thing. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit confusing. But it'll be different titles, so you know it's not a mistake. So a few moments ago for me, probably a few days ago for you, I would have reviewed the Abuelo Finish collection Oloroso rum, which is the one with the sherry finishing sherry cask. Tastes like a real good sherry wine. Gorgeous rum. Put it for such a long time, and I'm actually sad that it's nearly finished. But today we have the Napoleon. Can you see that? Can you see that? Yeah, is that focus? Yeah, come with you. Here we go. That's the Napoleon, and this one is the Cognac finish. So I am very interested to know if the Cognac finish will be as Cognac-like as the sherry finish was as the Oloroso. And again, this has a lovely presentation box. It's like a fake leather as well. It's really nice, really high. They done well. So they done well. Like, yeah. So let's get this open. God blimey. There we go. And this has one of my favorite bottle tops. You guys listen, you guys know me by now, you know what I like to hear when I pop in this rum. Oh, it's just difficult. God blimey. Oh yeah. That's a good. Okay, I stand by that. There's not many sounds that are sweeter than that. That and a champagne bottle, they just have that sound just brings a cheer whenever I hear it. Right, so here we go. So it's a lovely colour. I mean, it's a good colour of rum. A bit of darker side, but it's still got a golden colour. And it's still got some lovely legs on that. I'm going to try to look into the camera a bit more, see if you can pick that up. Can you get that? Are you getting that? Maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, good rum there. Good legs on that. So straight away, smelling that, it's not a typical rum smell. It is definitely more of a cognac brandy aroma from there. So it smells more like grapes. Normally with rum you getting lots of things like your sweeter fruits, your raisins. You sometimes smell the sugar in it, like you smell the molasses in it. This one you're getting that more of that wine, that brandy aroma. So I'm getting that more of a grape aroma, more so those exotic fruits. But you are definitely still getting that alcohol, that ethanol scent as well. It's something a little bit citrusy in there as well. Just toward the back, there's something a little bit citrusy in there, maybe like a lemon or a lime in there. And it's going to sound a bit silly as I'm thinking it, but I don't know. I get kind of olivey smell. I get like a olivey kind of aroma in there as well. That just sounds really crazy, but that's what I'm kind of getting from there. So. So this is a difficult one actually. So off the bat, it's not as cognac-y as a sherry one is. Sherry? That's not even a word. But you know what I mean. got like a bit of a chocolatey sort of taste in there, you know. It's difficult because it's not obviously a brandy taste, but at the same time it's not obviously a rum taste. It's a more of a mix, more of a fusion of the two. So where the sherry one is like very much of a sherry taste in rum, this is more of a blend between the flavour of that they would have gathered from being in a cognac barrels when it's been aged, and it being a rum. So more of a harmonious link to it. It's not too much of any one flavour, but it's a little bit. It's a slight. It's a bit of a chocolatey taste. A little bit. It's not sweet, but it's a. It's not a sweet rum, but there's a little bit of sweetness to it as well, which is to be expected because it is a rum at the end of this, aged rum at the end of the day. What I'd also say to it though is it's very smooth. The ethanol, the alcohol taste that you smell, you don't taste exactly the same way, but at the back of the palate, there's a little bitterness to it as well. Again, it's a nice heat. Definitely not what I'd call a winter warmer. Just it's alcohol, right? So there's going to be a little bit of heat to it as well. But let's just see how a little piece of lime really changes or enhances that flavour. So again, you know how I feel about lime. I think it just brings the flavour. I bring a little bit more to the flavour, and so I don't think it's changed the flavour of the rum greatly. And it's probably one of the few examples where the citrus flavour from the lime sort of comes out a bit more in the rum. The rum is still there, but I'm getting a lot of that citrus flavour as more so than it just blending in as per normal. So it hasn't ruined the rum, but it's just changed the taste of the rum in this instance. With that being said though, it's still a good rum, and so what the lime has done, it's kind of almost cut the strength. Tasted a bit stronger without the lime. It tastes a little bit less strong with lime. That's the main thing it's done to the tasting and the experience of this particular rum. So we've got to that point in the video where I ask you to like and subscribe. Please also share the video to your friends, family, brother, sister, uncle, auntie, girlfriend, whoever. Just share the video, get it out there. Yeah, and now you want to scores and door. So I tell you why it's tough, because part of me is influenced by the whole packaging situation we have going on here, and I'm like, oh, you want to keep it because it's a nice gift, nice put together nicely, so you want to keep it because of what it is. But obviously we're basing this purely on tastes. I'll give this a buy and enjoy. But it's bordering on buy and keep. I'll tell you where my head's at in this one. So it's not rum where I'm like, you never want to share it. But it's also not a rum where I'm saying you just share it all the time. It's one of those rums where you drink it sparingly. I'll go if you. You know how your mum or your mother or your parents or your grandparents had the fine china, had the special cutlery. The cutlery only came out when certain guests came over. So, for example, at your grandma's house, if your auntie came over, she'd bring the nice cutlery, the nice plates out, the nice cutlery out. But I don't know, if someone, come and put like, the vicar, the pastor came around, she'd bring it out, she'd serving it on that. Or, you know, come Christmas time, she got the nice plates, the nice cut. This is that kind of rum. You don't want to use it all the time. You don't want to keep it. You don't necessarily want to keep it to yourself and never share it with anybody at all. But you want to choose very specifically when and with whom you share this from. So it's one of those small times where it's like not quite one, not quite the other. It's like it's kind of in between. But I'd say leans more on the buy and leans more on the buy and enjoy. Yeah, I'm going there. I'm sticking to that. It's a tough one, but I'm going buy and enjoy. It's almost a buy and keep, but no, it's the sherry. 100% buy and keep. This one is like